Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Little Farmer's Farm with me, Guru Mafinda, aka Tony. Now, it won't surprise you that we've been doing some more sowing today, and the remainder of me alliums I've started off in the trays. I'm going to show you that right now. Welcome back. Now, as you may or may not know, if you've been watching the show, we've been conducting, or we are in the process of conducting, an experiment between the seed garlic that you actually buy as a prepared seed, verified seed, get the bulbs, get the cloves from the bulbs, in they go from a seed suppliers, and shop bought garlic that you just take off the shelves of the supermarket, split the bulbs and crack on. So continuing that theme, we've got I've just used up the remainder of my allium bulbs and cloves and garlic cloves. The allium family consists of leeks, spring onions, walking onions, Welsh onions, standard onions, different varieties, garlics, shallots. That's the family of the alliums, along with others that I'm probably not mentioning. But as you can see there, what we've done is planted out in the trays all the different species that we've got on the go. Now, the red electric, that's the only red onion that I'm doing this winter, which is the electric. I've never grown electric before over winter, but we're going to give it a whirl and see what happens. There's 40 bulbs there. They're really small ones though, in comparison with the Senshu, which are the Japanese onions at the back. So these are what they call sets. So they were started off as seeds last year, then they were stopped from growing when they got to that sort of a bulb size, and then they're ready now for being rejigged and revitalised, brought back to life by me over winter. So there's 40 the Senshu at the back there, there's 40 electric onions there. We're using the standard compost mix that we use, which is the clover compost that we sieve down to a fine tilth and add 25% of the fine vermiculite to, and that's our potting mix, our seed start mix, if you like. In front of that, we've got the shop bought white garlic. Don't know what the variety is, but they are quite large cloves in the same way as the pink ones are. So you've got the white garlic and the pink garlic that we bought from the shop. We bought it from the supermarket, Asda supermarket. And at the front, there's a mixed bag there of the seed garlic. And we've got the pink Germador there, variety. And that's a mixed one. And that's all I had left, really, of the Casablanca. Now, Casablanca garlic is a white garlic that you overwinter. And it has produced, on the last 3 or 4 years that we've been growing, it's produced fantastically for us. It's a really good, reliable variety. And I've got some more Senshu there. Just use those little trays there. People ask us, actually, we've been asked recently, are we not wasting plastic, like? But well, we're not, because we've had those trays now for God knows how many years, probably at least on average 4 years per seed tray. So obviously we've either bought them or we've got seed plant starts that have come in those trays. So we bought plug plants, if you like, when we first started doing the gardening, and retained the trays, retained the cells, the seed cells, and you know, they'll last for ages. I mean, we try and recycle, we reuse, repurpose and recycle everything we can get our hands on, really, that's got a useful purpose. But the stuff, obviously, that we have to buy, like the propagators, just look after them. These propagators here, we've had these for 3 years. These are new, but we've had these ones for 3 years. And I've still got another one over there. And because you look after them, you clean them and you store them correctly and you don't smash them about, yeah, you get a good space of time out of them and good use out of them. In the end, these are recyclable. So in the end, when they are knackered and buggered, we take them down to the recycling centre and they get melted down and made into other things. But as I say, with the buckets that we've got, all the buckets that we've got are cut flower buckets that just go into landfill. They've already been recycled once or twice. They can't continue to recycle them. They're getting knackered. So the supermarkets generally tend to send them to landfill. So we reuse and repurpose them down here on the Little Farmer's Farm. Same with all the pots that we have, the pots that we picked up, and we reuse them year upon year. Okay, I just thought I'd clear that up. I am not a wastrel. Far from it. We try and reuse, repurpose and recycle everything we can get our hands on. Anyway, back to the onions and garlic. That's the start of the process. Let's have a bit of a catch up and see where we're up to. Okay, so as part of our shop bought versus authenticated seeds experiment that we're doing, let's get in here. I've got a duck when I get into this place because my head's too high and I keep banging it on that. I'm going to show you the bed that we started off on the 14th of October 2020. Today's the 20th of October. Was it the 14th? Let me just double check. It wasn't. It was the 7th of the 10th. So these are 13 days in the ground. Okay. Not sure if we can make that out. Now that says 20 white Casablanca seed garlics sown on the 7th of the 10th, 20. There's actually only 18 gone in there. But I remember when I did the video, I did say to you that we managed to fit in 9 per row, and we've got 2 rows in. Now, as far as performance goes, they're doing fantastic, which I thought they would do, because the Casablanca is a really good, reliable seed garlic. And as you can see from that, after 13 days only, we've got 17 out of the 18 that have fired. The only one that hasn't fired is this one on the end here. Certain there is one in there. In fact, there's the snout. It's just not sent its shoots up as the other ones have. Every single one, as you can see there, on the seed garlic, the Casablanca seed garlic, has fired, and it's already coming up for about 2 or 3 inches on a lot of them. Now on the shop bought stuff, they are firing. This is the shop bought side, the white garlic, shop bought white garlic, quite large cloves, larger actually, clove for clove, than the Casablanca was. But so far, it's not quite as far along as regards sending the shoots up as the Casablanca is. So let's count how many we've got of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 I can see there. Maybe 14 down the end. As I say, same amount of garlic's got into there, same amount of cloves, 18 cloves, only 14 visible at this moment in time. Can't speak today, I'm falling over my words. It's because I haven't spoken to anybody all morning, and now I'm talking to you. My mind's clicking in. 17 on that side, and 14 fired on that side. I've no doubt that we'll get at least 16, 18 maybe on that side as well. So the shop bought stuff isn't sterile, it isn't barren, it does produce the shoots. So it just remains to be seen then in like 5 or 6 months' time whether or not it produces the bulbs at the end of it. But I've got a good feeling, a good strong feeling that it will do. We're also growing garlic and onions in buckets, the cut flower buckets that we rescue from the landfill. Now these onions that you can see here in the Tesco buckets, they were started off 4 weeks ago and planted into the 1 week ago. 7 days ago. 7 days ago today, as a matter of fact. And they're doing all right. They're doing okay. Those were planted in at the same time at the side of them. They're in the ground, in the raised beds at the side. But those are the ones that are in the buckets, and they seem to be actually doing better than the ones that are in the ground there. Must be the black bucket retaining the heat more. Maybe the vermiculite on top as well, we don't know. Casablanca garlic was also planted in, but that hadn't been started previously. Those had been started 2 weeks previously, so they already had the shoots on, whereas the Casablanca was just put in the ground a week ago. And you can see there, it's just starting to push its way through in 1 or 2 of the buckets. We are getting some garlic snout action. Just move my little bucket of lime away. Yeah? You can see there where the soil's being disturbed, the vermiculite's being disturbed, and the snouts are coming out. So yeah, I've got high hopes for those. I think there's 6 in each one of those, 6 garlics in each bucket, and 4 onions in each bucket. Reuse, repurpose, recycle, it makes sense across the board. And the shop bought garlic was less than half the price of the seed garlic, and the cloves, I can't say cloves without this tooth, cloves were considerably bigger, about half as big again in size. So if that translates then to the crop, the harvest at the end of it, bigger garlic, cheaper garlic to produce. I'll be saving the cloves from those and growing those on again, the shop bought ones. Now, you've seen in there the start of the onion process. Now, after 3 weeks, this is what you get. Put them in the trays like that. And there's the tray. Now, that's 3 weeks ago when we started those, and those are the Senshu, Japanese overwintering Senshu onions, which I've just taken outside. I'm going to leave outside overnight just to get accustomed to the outside environment, get them acclimatised. Before we plant them in tomorrow, we're going to be planting them into this bed. Or we're going to be planting 36 of them into this bed. This big former brassica hoop net bed. Yeah, so they're going to be going into there in rows of 6 at a time. So 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 36. 6 rows of 6 are going to be going in to this area of bed. And that's going to be done tomorrow. So a quick catch up actually on the garlic that we planted in. These were planted in 4 weeks ago, and I'll just show you the quality of that Casablanca, the reliability and quality of the Casablanca. All right, check those out. Look at them babies. 8 per row in there of the garlic. I spaced those a little bit closer, probably around about 5 inches apart rather than the 6 for the onions. And so yeah, as you can see from that, you've got 36 there, 8 and 8, 16, sorry, 32, 48 garlic of the Casablanca white variety going in there. Look at all those, you see all those little white specks flying around? Hey, can you see them? You might be able to make out little white specks flying around. That's whitefly looking for something to wreck. The swines. We planted in the Senshu onions in here. Again, we planted these about 2 inches deep under the ground. And I was getting a bit worried about them, but it seems like they are starting to fire. We are getting some action in the Senshu bed. So that remains to be seen. We'll see how we get on with those ones. But yeah, that's down at the Tiki Hut bed. And this is our super duper spud bed. And as I say, we're just filling the ground up over winter with the garlic in here as well, and that's the Casablanca that you can see in there. And I've planted sort of like 5, because this is a smaller bed. It's not, I think it's just short of 3 feet wide, this. So I've got rows of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of 5, so 25 garlic growing in there. Now I haven't checked as yet, but the elephant garlic, I planted 7 elephant garlic cloves at the other end of the bed. The one that's sort of facing Magical Michael's side, Old MacDarby's farm. And I haven't checked it today, and it's still looking the same. The elephant garlic hasn't fired through as yet, and it's been in the ground for about 3 weeks. So I'm hoping, as you can see there are 7 elephant garlic in there. I am hoping that it's going to fire. I mean, that was what? That was the 2nd of the 10th. The 2nd of the 10th. So, yeah, that's coming up for the 3 weeks there. And they were planted down about 3 inches, so the actual snouts of the garlic were about 1 inch and 3/4 below the surface. So they've got a little bit of a way to go before they get the shoots up. But as yet, we haven't got any elephant garlic action. Fingers crossed we will, though, eh? Got to get these out of the ground though, I think, boys and girls. These collies. Yeah, definitely. We'll be taking those today. No, tomorrow, I think. I'll take those right after I've done the onions and put the onions in the ground. Yeah, last of our later sowings of collies there. But we have got the cauliflower inside the tiki tunnel as well. We've got 10 plants inside there, so hopefully over the next couple of months, that's probably going to be coming through January, February. Alright, just a quick one today. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. It's Guru Mafinda signing out, and remember, we love you all. And keep growing with your heads down. That's the key. Never too late, really. You can start them off, even in an unheated greenhouse. You can start them off now. November, December is going to be pushing it, obviously. But your winter alliums, check out your winter alliums, which is your garlic and onions, and even shallots. It's not too late to start those. Certainly not. In zone 8 where we are. We're in zone 8, climate zone 8. So you can start them off round about now, especially your overwintering alliums and dark leafy greens can still be started now. So get on to them. All right. Catch you later, boys and girls. See you after. Bye-bye.